So this is how I did it, by creating these little books. And basically what I did was I took the heaviest weighted watercolor paper I had, 300 GSM, high quality paper, and I made strips 9 by 3. And then I folded them in half and created, like a book. And so here you see I've got my color swatches going on. And to do this, it's real simple. Here's my watercolor pencil. And I notice I wrote the names and the number of the pencil because that's going to help you. And you're basically going to almost burnish, really heavily put as much of the pigment on the paper. And you'll notice that like you can see where I used it. And so this is also how I refill, if you will, the colors, just like that. Okay, so that's why you want to use heavy, good quality paper, because you're going to keep this and use it over and over again. And why you want to take the time to write the names and the numbers, so that you know when you have to refill it what color belongs where. And you'll notice that I have little lines. That's because, remember, I bought that other set, the Caran d'Ache, and so I was trying to match the colors, and if there was like a little line, that meant that it was really close to the other color. If it was a different color, then I just color swatched it in there a larger amount. But if you noticed in my intro, I showed you the Caran d'Ache set and they had a lot of blue tape. That's because the blue tape represents the ones that are similar to the Faber-Castell. So if you're thinking, should I buy both? Let me save you $300. No, you don't need both. Choose one. And honestly, I didn't have a preference. So anyhow, moving along to this rest of this video, you'll notice that I also have this plastic here, and if you're wondering why, it's because I wanted to create a barrier. You'll notice this is wet here because I had probably used this and then closed my book because I had to leave, and it helps prevent the colors from going from one page to the next. So this was really simple. All I used for that was a page protector. And I used the crease side to help align where I wanted the, how big I wanted the page protector portion to be. And basically I just lined it up like I'm showing you here. I need to back this up a little bit. Okay, and I'll cut this one so you can see. I just cut it. You could trim it if it's not perfect. And there you go. That's how you create that. Okay, and so that's about the size that you want your watercolor paper to be too. But if you cut your watercolor paper first and put your book together, then that's how easy it is to assemble that. So this one, I did it the hard way. I sewed it. And I'm not a sewer. even though this was simple sewing, I'm going to show you another way you can do it. So this is the Neocolor book. And this, even though this says 60 colors, this is just an ad. And I just Mod Podged it onto this paper. I did the same thing here. And this one I didn't sew because I started getting lazy. Or some people call efficient. But basically the reason why there's this rubber band here, because this rubber band is what's securing the papers together. So I'm going to take this apart so you can see. So it's basically, just these strips of paper. Okay? And then you put it together, fold it really good, crease it really well, and then I just used a rubber band. So if you're not a sewer like me, this is another way of doing it. The easy peasy way. And this is going to be the same thing. You're basically going to take your Neocolor crayon, and this one is apricot. So I gotta find apricot. It's probably back here. There it is, apricot, and you're gonna basically do the same thing. Go in here and press really hard, and try not to have any white showing. See, in my apricot I have some white. Now the Neo crayons, once you get them wet and activate them, it's not like watercolor or watercolor pencils. It's not really a true watercolor kind of media. It's just water soluble, so it will, you can't re-wet it and reuse the color, but you can go over it again, just like I do with the watercolor pencils. So try not to use, try to get a lot on your paintbrush is what I'm trying to say, and put it on your paper. Instead of wetting this whole entire thing, just use a little bit. Does that make sense? Hope so. Okay, and then for the paints, let me show you that. Okay, so you probably saw my other video about travel watercolor kits, how I put my watercolors in pans, and that's great. And remember I showed you how you could put the little magnets on the bottom to keep them in the tin more securely. And this tin, I just wanted to show you this tin because it's so darn cute. This is a smaller tin. This is actually a gift card tin that I found at Michael's. Isn't that cute? Keep calm and craft on. I like that message. So anyhow, so that's one way you could do it, but this is actually still pretty heavy and I wanted to go lighter. So by accident, I figured out I had some tubes of paint that I was trying to put in a pan, and they were oozing out. I didn't want to waste because I'm so frugal, and so I put them on a piece of paper, and then it hit me. Hello, ta-da! You could do it this way too. And this way you can have as many colors as you want to bring. It's very light as opposed to doing it this way. So this will get you through a vacation where you could be doing like postcard type of things, or maybe even, you know, travel journal. For sure a travel journal, because you really don't use that much watercolor when you're painting. I use very, very little, and it dries very quickly. This I just did today, so the colors are still glossy because they're wet. But anyhow, I really appreciate all the views. I couldn't believe how many views I got in the last one, so that's why I had these other ideas, and I thought I should really share these with you too, because it's popular. And I really want to create videos that you guys enjoy. So thank you so much for watching. And if you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe if you haven't subscribed, share, comment. It always makes my day when you guys comment. And thanks again for watching. Until next time, take care.